Hi, I guess this is a bit of a story time, really. Today I was walking with Zorro and like my assistant's dog, but I didn't have him in any of his assistant's dog gear or anything like that. It was towards the end of the day, and I just wanted to sort of take him out for a walk. Um, as he'd sort of done all of his main duties and stuff that I kind of needed him to do, and I like taking him just for a walk to kind of reward him a little bit for being good. And I was going to walk up by the canal. That's like pretty close to where we live, and I saw a woman in a wheelchair, in like one of the electric wheelchairs, and she was coming towards us, and she had a little Jack Russell down by the side, but next to the wheelchair, and it was plastered in assistance dog gear and things like that, with all the patches and stuff. And like, I literally had to step into the middle of the road to sort of go round, just because, I want to keep our distance a little bit and things like that. And as we were getting closer to her, her little Jack Russell started trying to get in front of her, and he was really staring down Zorro. And, I thought, I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to do that. But I kind of gave her, a bit of the benefit of the doubt and stuff like that. And then as we got even closer, the dog decided to bark and lunge and do everything else. And she had to physically move herself to the edge of her seat in her wheelchair and have to physically try to restrain her dog, her so-called assistance dog, so that it wouldn't just run straight at Zorro and things like that. And it was really aggressive. And I have seen that dog before, but not in assistance dog gear. And it is the same way with people as well. Like, if people walk past and stuff, it does the same reaction, but I think it just fixated on Zorro a little bit more. And yes, she had to literally sit on the edge of her seat, holding back this dog, which in my view, puts her in more danger, because she could have very easily fallen out of that seat trying to hold that dog back. And for me, as an assistance dog is there to help you, not make it dangerous for you to, go outside and stuff like that. And you shouldn't have to try to accommodate for your so-called assistance dog being aggressive and stuff. Like, to me, they should always be, very well behaved. And I don't mind Zorro looking around and stuff a little bit. Like, as long as he still checks in with me and looks back at me, that's fine. But I never let him ever get to that point of completely ignoring me, pulling in front of me to get to something else. Whether it's another dog or person or anything. And I didn't say anything as I was walking past, because I thought, I just don't want an argument and things like that, because I've had too many anxiety attacks and stuff like that in these past few weeks, and I just don't need a trigger for another one. It was already sort of on the verge of a trigger, just because I was worried that, one, she could get hurt, and two, if she lets go of that dog, it's going to attack my dog. But what amazed me the most is, as we'd walked past, she was still having to hold her dog back from turning around and trying to pull backwards to get to us. But she was saying good boy to it, like it did a good job, all while still holding on to it. And I thought, how is that a good job? As an assistance dog especially, how is that a good job? How does that help you? In my point of view, from where I was, it was putting her in danger more than anything else. So, yeah, that was the excitement of, well, nearly triggering anxiety attack of the day really today. Other than that, everything's gone, it's gone pretty good. Zorro has worked really well these past few days with these anxiety attacks coming on. He's not missed a single one, and he always stops immediately. Whatever he's doing, he stops it immediately to come over to me to let me know that I'm going to have an anxiety attack. And after a few minutes of letting me know and trying to stop my hands from like pinching and stuff like that, he will then jump on me to do like pressure therapy and stuff like that to help calm me down quicker, which is really good. Which again, like with that woman in the wheelchair, I don't know what her condition is or what she thinks she needs an assistance dog for, but it shouldn't be behaving like that, especially around children and stuff like that, because when I saw her before and it didn't have assistance dog gear on it or anything like that before, I was actually out with my 2-year-old son, and my 2-year-old son, he's 2, but he's very dog savvy. Like he won't go up to any dog, and he won't keep like full eye contact with them or anything like that. He just tends to ignore them, really, more than anything else. He finds other stuff more interesting. And at the time, like, that Jack Russell again was going mad trying to get to Max, my son. And so to me, that would just be a big fail as an assistance dog. You can't have that dog going after people and things like that. I mean, if you took that dog into a shop, and people are trying to walk past you in the same aisle, and they're being hindered because you've got this dog that's trying to attack everybody. It puts everybody else's health and safety at risk. And if that dog is so interested in going for people, then he's not really interested in helping you at all. So, I don't know. It got me today. Like, I'd seen so many, like, fake assistance dogs these past few days. They seem to be popping out the woodworks everywhere. I mean, I try not to judge too much because I don't know their situation or what they need an assistance dog for and things. I just tend to leave people alone. But there are like certain rules and standards that you can't let your dog do as an assistance dog, and being aggressive towards people and other dogs is a complete no-no. Like, especially that aggressive. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like the other day we were trying to go to the park and Zorro, not aggressively though, and he was still stood by my side. I think he was just overexcited because he knew we were on the way to the park. We were walking past this dog, and the dog was staring down Zorro like, he didn't take his eyes off Zorro. It was kind of one of those sort of silent but deadly looks. And so I think he felt a bit unnerved by it, and he did bark. Like, he barked twice, I think. And I did apologise to the woman straight away, and I did correct Zorro for it. I think it was his first outing of the day, and he knows that we go straight to the park every day at that time. And I think that's what it was. He was just overexcited about it. But there's a whole difference between having a little slip up like that, because they're not robots, they're dogs at the end of the day. So, of course, they're going to go back to sort of dog nature and things like that. That's fine. But there's a difference between that type of behaviour and full-on aggression, trying to attack everything that moves. There are certain things that are allowed and that aren't allowed. And that, to me, was definite red flag. No, not allowed at all. So, yeah, I thought one of these days she's not going to be able to hold that dog back and it's going to attack somebody, and I really, like, it really did worry me when I walked past her. But yeah, other than that, I mean, we went and we walked along the canal and there was this swan coming up to us, and that did get me a little bit nervous because, so like I said, Zara's not an aggressive dog and things. He stood there and just watched this swan, and then when this swan decided to take notice of Zorro, he was sort of coming quite close and then just started hissing at Zorro, and Zorro, I think, thought better of it and walked off. Oh, so yeah, I mean, that's the type of, I mean, that's even when he's not working. That's just when we're taking him out for a stroll. That is the type of behaviour they should have. They should want to ignore any sort of confrontation like that, really. In their mind, it should be ignore and avoid, not the first thing that comes to their mind is I'll sort that problem out myself, So yeah, that was a fun day today with all that, but I just kept thinking, I hope that woman was all right with that dog. I hope she didn't hurt herself, at least, because that dog could very, very easily have turned on her because he was in such a frenzy. And she was having to physically, like, restrain him and hold him back and stuff, that dog could have easily turned him bitter, to be honest. But, yeah. But that's what annoys me, is people can just buy stuff off online and stick a label on their dog and, oh, it's an assistance dog now. And it really annoys me because the true assistance dogs, people have spent hours of hard work training their dog properly to do tasks, and you get people come along just think it's okay to stick something on their dog that says assistance dog, and not a lot of people will question it, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my little story time / rant, really, over. But I managed to capture the swan video, the swan stuff on video, so I'll attach that to this part of the video. So yeah, so you guys enjoy. Oh. He don't like you, does he? He don't like you. He didn't like you, did he?